Vishnu Krishnaya Bhutale Srimade Madhusudnaya Bapajiti Namine Namaste Madhusudnaya Bhaktipad Priyayate Durlabha Krishna Bhakti Ati Saralkarine. So Hare Krishna. Today we're reading Bhagavad Gita 4.23. So over here in 4.23, Krishna is saying that the work of a man who is unattached to the modes of material nature and who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into the transcendence. So, for one who is not attached, right, or does not get displaced by the mode of passion, ignorance, right, or lust, greed, so one who is not attached to anything over here in this material nature and is always situated in the transcendental knowledge. What is the transcendental knowledge? That Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are part and parcel of Krishna, right? That we are the part and parcel of Krishna. And our constitutional position is to always, always, always serve Krishna, have that relationship with Krishna. But one who is always situated in this transcendence merges entirely into the transcendence, right? That means he completely moves into the transcendental realm. Right now, over here, it is not that that we merge back into Krishna, or that we merge into this white light, or we merge into this formless God, right, who had created everything. No. Over here, merges entirely means moving entirely from the material world into the transcendental world. Right? Nowhere in between. Nowhere in between. So over here, one merges entirely means their soul just moves to the transcendental spiritual world. It is not that then his mind remains that in this material world, oh, I want to enjoy some more. Oh, I built a great house. Now look what happened to it. I left it and all. No, all of that things go away. All of the sense gratification, right? Whatever the mind wants to do for sense gratification or the body wants to do for sense gratification, all of that we leave behind, right? And they entirely, with their mind, with their spiritual body, merge and go into that transcendental. But remember, it does not mean that we merge into Krishna, right? Krishna is Satchit Anand. We are part and parcel of Krishna. That means you're a very small part. We're minute. Krishna is perfect. He has 100% of everything. But we are very minute. We only have very small drops of everything. Right? So Krishna has his own spiritual body in that Golokdham. And each one of us also have our own spiritual body. It is very hard to comprehend with this material mind because we only like to understand or comprehend what we see. Right? So when we merging, do not think that we merge into Krishna. No, we merge into that spiritual world that is there above this material world. We go into the spiritual world that is beyond this material world. And then in text 24, right, Krishna continues that a person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to the spiritual activities, in which the consummation is absolute and that which is offered is not, then that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. So Krishna is describing over here, right, that the transcendental body that we receive, right, will, that is the end of all of our suffering. It is the consummation. That means that coming together of our soul And that spiritual world and Krishna, right, is absolute. Like after that, there's no change. So, person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, always thinking about Krishna. You wake up, Krishna. You lie down, Krishna. You walk, Krishna. You look outside the beautiful nature, Krishna. You look at the big buildings, Krishna. You look at the mountains, you think of Krishna, right? Krishna conscious does not mean that you just sit in the corner and chant. No, you do all of your material activities, but you remember Krishna and keep Krishna at the center and do everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, like we have been speaking. And what will happen to that person who is doing everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna? They will attain the spiritual kingdom because all of the activities that they were doing, and although in the material world, they became spiritual the minute we do it, thinking that, oh, Krishna will become happy if I do it. Our spiritual master will become happy if I do this. Right? And consummation is absolute. Right? It is absolute. That means there's no coming back from there. Once you go back to that spiritual kingdom, there is, Krishna is saying that it's absolute, no coming back. Right? And also another meaning over here of this is that all of the spiritual activities that although offered in the material world, right, it is similar and absolute to that which is offered in the spiritual world also. So although we are here, right, chanting Krishna's name, performing kirtan, performing everything so that Krishna gets happy, becomes happy, so that we can please our spiritual master. That is what everyone does in the Golok Vrindavan. So imagine we're getting that opportunity to do it here in this material world, right? And that it is not that easy for us to understand this, that how will I get the benefit of the spiritual world? Where is the spiritual world? What is the spiritual world? That's what our mind keeps on thinking the entire day. Right? That how will the spiritual world look? Yat katva na nirvatante. Na suryo sasanko napavakaha. Na tadbhasya suryo na sasanka napavakaha. Right? That world which is not illuminated by the sun or electricity, it is self-illumined. It is so hard for us to imagine. And in that spiritual kingdom, Krishna himself is saying over here, that spiritual kingdom, right? That it is said over here, even in you see over here in the translation, right? Brahma, spiritual kingdom, right? Brahma Eva over here. And that spiritual kingdom is very hard to attain, but we have gotten that opportunity in this lifetime. And we are receiving this knowledge through the Guru Parampara, how it was meant to be received. Evam Parampara Praptam. So Krishna is teaching us this. And he's telling us about where we have to go, that spiritual kingdom. Right? That who is absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom. This is not, we are not saying this. If our Acharya said it, right, that is also there. But if it is a man-made thing that is said, the spiritual kingdom, no, it's not man-made. Krishna himself is saying this, that there is the spiritual kingdom. So one is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom. The next question should be that what is that spiritual kingdom? Right? It is that Golokdam in that spiritual world. But because our mind has been trained, has been grown up thinking of only this earth, how everything looks on this earth. right? We do not even know what other galaxies look like. And even Mars, we have just seen pictures, then we realize, okay, Mars is like this. Saturn, Jupiter, right? You look at all of this. And all of these other planets, we haven't even been to those planets. We don't even understand what they are. Is there gravity on that planet? Is there oxygen on that planet? Is there water on that planet? Right? We cannot even research our own galaxy. How can we understand the whole spiritual kingdom? We cannot. But Krishna is saying that one is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom. And the spiritual kingdom is described in the Shastras, in the Bhagavatam. Krishna is describing in the Bhagavad Gita. Right? So let us always try and remain that absorbed in Krishna consciousness, doing everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Why? Because the full contribution, right, of all of these activities done in this material world, doing it for Guru and Krishna becomes spiritual, and in which the consummation is absolute. Right? That once this is that it's the consummation, the coming together of the service and Krishna accepting the service, right, is there forever. And then what happens? Then you attain that spiritual kingdom. Right? So let us continue to do everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. With that, we'll end here and then we'll continue next week. Before we end, we'll chant together Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna.